Hi everybody, this is Susan with Pumpkin Hill Stampers. This is our fourth bundle to go card for the Petal palette bundle. So I hope you guys have been making your cards and enjoying them. Today we're going to be using Always Artichoke, which is one of the retiring colors here for the end of May. And I'm tying it in with Bermuda Bay because I have this lovely ribbon in Bermuda Bay that I wanted to use at least once. On the projects, so we're going to use Bermuda Bay, and I like the two colors together, a little bit different. So this is a little bit different. I saw this on Pinterest, and it's kind of like a card in a card. So you've got the front, which is your greeting, and then you have an inside panel where you can stamp your continued expression. But then you have a whole inner panel where you can write a personal note. So I thought that was kind of different, so I thought we would try that out with this one for our bundle to go. I'm going to make one change from this card to the one I'm going to make right now, and then you can see them both side by side when we're done. So let's just go ahead and get started. So you have your stamp sets and your dies. You're going to need your Always Artichoke and your Bermuda Bay ink. And I'm going to let you know right now, my Bermuda Bay ink is a little bit dry. I chose not to re-ink it because I wanted that stamped off ink look anyway, so it's lighter than it would be if it was freshly inked. So if yours is really dark, you might want to stamp off before you stamp your birds if you want that lighter look to it. Okay, so when you get your kit, lots of pieces, but it should go together pretty easily. And all the measurements of how I cut and scored are on your recipe sheet, so don't worry about that. So you have two panels that are the Always Artichoke and Whisper White. Okay, one creates your front, and one creates that inside one on that first flap. You've got a piece of thick white, which we're going to stamp and die cut two flowers and a bird. Okay, so we'll have those to put on the front of our card as embellishments. Then you've got the Always Artichoke. Okay, so I scored this down the standard size at 4 1/4. I've trimmed off 2 1/8 on the front, so we have this kind of folder. And the thing I did different, and you see, this one I left flat, and this one I embossed with one of our Petal Pale folders. So I just put that on my card, like so. Okay, I did fold it over, I ran it through my Big Shot, and we end up with this front panel embossed then, so we'll see if we like it about that. Something you might notice when you get your card is that not only did I score it in the middle, I also scored it at 1 3/4, so that we have a strip here to put snail on to attach these two cards. So we're going to do that right now. Okay. Let me get my snail. Now the white card is stepped in, like if we were going to mount it on a flat card like this. Okay, so when you put it on, don't stick it all the way in. You want to center it on this back panel. And so we're going to do that first. So I'm just going to snail the back of my card, and I'm going to center it on this panel. So just look for equal edging. Okay, and that goes down. Then I'm just going to run snail. Now I can see my top and bottom. I'm just going to snail along this seam and fold that over. Okay, so that creates kind of this front flap, the inner piece. And then something else I did is once I've put that in, and this is all glued in, just take your bone folder and run it down to create another crease on your card, and that will allow you to fold that over and have your card open nicely. Okay, so there's the first part of construction. Now let's do some stamping. Okay, so on our front panel, I stamped the vine with the leaf. I'm bringing it up from the bottom. Okay, and that's in my Always Artichoke. I'm going to repeat that on the second one for the inside, so I'm kind of making my front and my inside similar. Okay, so here's the front one, there's the inside. On the front one I'm stamping the thank you, and on the inside one I'm stamping the life is so much better with you in it. So there are my expressions. Then we're going to come in with the flower, and I just added a couple around about on the leaves there, and I put one up top, and I'm going to do the same thing here. Just going to stamp in. Okay, so see how they're similar but different. Then we need to take our piece of thick Whisper White, and you'll want to stamp at least 2. If you want to add more than 2, you certainly can add more than 2 flowers. And then I'm stamping my bird. I love that bird. And then you're going to take those to your big shot and you'll be die cutting. So as many flowers as you want, but you'll have to die cut each one separately. Okay, so I've done that. So I've got my bird and my 2 flowers. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is we can layer. Let's see, I put my ribbon on next. So I put my ribbon on the white. If you forget, you can always put it on all the way around your green, but I put it on first. And I'm going to use a glue dot to help me tack it where I want it for this one. If you want to do a cheater bow, you can do a cheater bow. I just didn't this time. So I'm going to put my little glue dot on there. I'm going to bring my ribbon around, do one cross, and tack that down on my glue dot. And then I'm just going to do a double knot. Second one I can snug up nicely. And then we just trim that off with our paper snips. Make those ends more even. And if you trim them together, then you're really sure to get them the same length. Okay. Now both of these panels are going to get mounted onto our Always Artichoke. And I did that wrong. Oh my goodness, I must be tired today. Okay, this one's okay that I put it on the back. So let's do that over again. You see what I did? I put the snail on my Always Artichoke. Alright, so this one's going to be the inside. So I can put this one on the front of that because that one it will get snailed down. So the snail on the back of that isn't a problem. But put the snail on the back of your white piece, as I've always told you. Put the snail on the back of the white piece, stamped piece. That way you don't get too much. Okay, so here's the front panel. Okay, everyone take a deep breath. We saved it. Alright, so now this one's going to go on like this. Okay, and I'm going to use dimensionals to put that on because I've textured that. And I don't want it to get loose if I'm trying to snail to the texture, so I'm just going to go ahead and use dimensionals. Make sure you only put them on half of the front, and then just position that where you want it. Now this one, I've already put the snail on. This is how I position the one underneath. I just kind of hold it right behind it. See how I married that up behind it? And then I just press it down, and that lets it line up directly behind the front one. So it kind of hides, right? Kind of cute. Alright, so now we're going to add our bird and our flowers. I'm going to put the bird on the dimensional, but I'm going to put the flowers on glue dots. Just because I don't want them that high. So one flower, I overlap down here kind of over the ribbon. And the second one I put up here at the top, and they don't have to be directly over at the top of what you stamp, they can just be nearby so they can look kind of three-dimensional. And then you're just going to add your bird wherever you want your little bird to sit. I'm going to put him right there. So, and then as you can see for the envelope I just stamped the vine and those flowers again. Okay. So, let's see, what else did I do? So that's the front panel, the inside panel, the front panel, the inside panel, oops, the inside panel. This one is I did flat, and this one I did with the embossing folder, so you can choose which way you want that. Now on the inside of this one I did stamp the vine and the flowers again, so if you want to do that, you certainly can. I like adding a little bit of extra on the inside. So we'll do it. I like the way this Bermuda Bay just kind of pops and says, hello, I'm here. Okay, so there's that, and then the envelope, and we are done. So I hope you like this one. So again, this was number 4 on our bundle to goes. Got 2 more to go, and I guess that's it for today. All right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed. Put your kits together and have some fun. See you all soon. Bye-bye.